What the heck was I talking about? Oh, it seems that I have a patron saint. He is my patron saint of the arts, and I'm not sure that he would want me to say his name on here, because I don't want everybody flocking to him and asking him to give them goodies. But his name is Jamie, and I met him here through YouTube, and he's a real cool guy. He's a psychic in the UK, and at first I was very doubtful of his gifts, and I always am of everybody that claims to be psychic, because there are an awful lot of fraudulent people out there. But the boy proved himself to me quite well. I'll have to talk about that another time. That could be a whole video in and of itself, just talking about things that I've gone through with Jamie. Jamie is awesome. Jamie has always rocked, and he's always been awesome, but he just took his awesomeness up a peg this week. He and I chat on Yahoo, and I had been complaining to him that it's difficult to make videos because, number one, my Windows Movie Maker isn't working well. Any movie making program I get on there sticks and just acts funky, and I know it's because there's something wrong with my operating system and I need to do a reformat on it. And two, I have space issues because although I have a 144 gigabyte computer, it tends to stay filled up. Because for those of you that don't have a camcorder and don't do this kind of thing, 10 minutes, I know I'm just going to misquote it, but about 10 minutes worth of mini DV tape transferred onto my computer takes up about 20 gigabytes. Yeah, that's about right. It takes up a huge amount of space, and in order to move an entire tape onto there, well, it's pretty much impossible. I've never been able to. So I have to take short little bits and then go edit them and struggle with my editing program to try to make it work. And then go get another little bit. It's horrible. It's so tedious. So I was complaining about that to him. And I said, I wish to God I could afford to get an external hard drive, because Nutcheese, and I've got to, be just like Nutcheese. Nutcheese has an external hard drive, and she puts her video making stuff on that and works off of that. And she has lots of room to roam. And I wish so much that I could have something like that. And he says, well, get one. I was like, right, Jamie, it's about $1 a gigabyte. I can't do it. I just do not have that kind of expendable income. I'm already struggling to pay off my computer and this camcorder. And he says, well, gosh, and I don't know, he asked me some questions about it, and I got kind of a little bit annoyed because people seem to think it's just as easy as just buy one. And it's never that easy for me, because he's a sweetheart, and he's very generous, and he's very giving. And he always has been with me. He gives me free psychic readings anytime I want. Some of the stuff, he's completely off base, but when he hits it, man, he hits it. I mean, down to the way my great-grandfather Spence died. I mean, very detailed how he died, and he died in an unusual way. I'll go into that some other time. But this man, when he hits it, he's gifted. And he's actually been training me a little bit, which is a whole other story that's really interesting as well. But back to the topic. Jamie started quizzing me a lot. Like, how many gigabytes would you need? I said, 200 at least, 200, because this hard drive is 144, and it's letting me down. I need 200, which is, to me, just more than I can even imagine. And he said one day, if I asked you, would you give me your home address? I said, why? You going to send me 200 gigabytes of hard drive? He said, maybe. I thought, okay, whatever. But I thought, well, it would be awfully cool, and I really, really want this, and I thought a lot about it. I really focused on it. And I told him, I said, well, at the very least, you got to promise me that you send me a postcard if I give you my address. And he said, okay. And then a few days later, he started up. And I know he has a friend in the computer part business or something. So, because he had told me he had connections that could get me a good price. And so he started in saying, okay, I sent you a postcard. You see where this is going already. I sent you a postcard. I sent it airmail. It should be there in 4 days. So be watching your mailbox. Okay. So then about 3 days passed, and he started saying, "Have you got the postcard yet?" "No, Jamie." "Well, do you have a mail slot in your door, or do you have a separate mailbox or what?" I said, "It's like an old rural mailbox. It's rounded on the top and has a flap door on the front out across the road from me." And he's like, "Okay." And then he said, "What happens if a parcel place wants to deliver?" I said, "Well, they just put it on the porch generally. That's the way we do out here, and our neighbors are pretty darn trustworthy. Even ones I don't like, I really pretty much trust not to come take stuff off of my porch." And he says, "Well, what about FedEx?" So I don't get FedEx very often. I think they just leave it, although they might require me to come to the door and sign something. It's no big deal. And the very next morning, he started up, "Have you gotten anything yet? Hey, have you got my postcard yet? Have you got my postcard?" "No, Jamie. What time does the mail arrive?" "About noon. I'll check it later." "Well, you should be getting it today." Well, I started suspecting right away, because he's like, "If you hear a knock at your door, go answer it." Okay. And obviously he was sitting there on the FedEx website checking it to see what the status was. And I did hear somebody knock at the door, and I ran and looked, and there's a little box. And I opened it up, and it's got a 200 gigabyte external hard drive in it. And I was grinning so big it was hurting my face. And I knew that the decent thing to do would be to run back in here and let him know I got it and thank him, but I was so excited that I couldn't even think straight. And I thought, I have to think of something besides thank you to say to him. I have to think of something really, really special, because this is a special friend doing something very special and beneficial to me, and I have to do something more than just say thank you, thank you, thank you. So I made him wait, and I made him wait while I paced around here holding it to me, and finally I came back and saw that he was buzzing me on Yahoo and saying, "Go check your porch, it's on your porch, go get it." It was so cute. He saw on the website that they had left it on my porch. So anyway, and all I could think of to say was thank you, 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 thank you. And right now I'm backing everything up from my internal hard drive to my external so I can reformat. When I reformat, my movie makers are going to work. All of my movie editing stuff's going to work. And then I will move back everything but my video stuff, which I'll keep on my 200 gigabyte hard drive. And have lots of room to roam. And I'll be able to put entire tapes on there, and I will be able to edit freely and keep stuff on there. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. So, Jamie, I know you're watching, so thank you again. Mwah. I hope that flew across the pond. And that's my cool, awesome story for the week.